Okay, welcome everybody. Episode 22. 22, Puff. Name a player.
22.
Who's 22? You got one off there?
Rick Vive from back in the day, yeah.
I used to work with his son at Molson, actually.
Really?
Yeah. Jeff. Shout out to Jeff. Great
Ricky
guy.
Vive was a heck of a player. He had that cannon down the wing, just coming and blasting.
He was 22?
50 goals.
Can you believe it? Episode 22. Can you believe we've done 22 of these things?
I can't. We're almost going to be hitting milestone episodes, 50, 100, 150.
Yeah.
All the big numbers.
All of them. So I love it. So we got a busy week. We're back in it. It seems like the G is in full steam ahead. We've got a busy week. We've been away, as you know, so we're a little rusty, but we're back into Ted Reeve. Bubble is back open. So Ozzy was in there for a practice already. And then we're right into it this weekend with the Arrows tournament. I was telling you that we have a tournament coming up. It's the Arrows tournament. It seems like it's all up at Chesswood is where we'll be.
Oh, Chesswood.
Yeah. So which is really good.
I might have to make my way up to Chesswood to check a game out.
This weekend. So it's good. It's going to be a good one. I'm looking forward to it.
Is it all the teams that are in your league, or is there some out of town teams?
I'm not too sure. I know we're playing a bunch of teams that we're familiar with, like Goulding Park and West Hill, but I'm not too sure who else we're playing.
Oh.
Hold on a second. I'm getting called by Ozzy as we're talking here about this. Yes, Ozzy.
Regina.
We're playing Regina.
Oh, you're playing it out of town, out of
town.
Yeah, Regina.
Oh, there you go.
Awesome.
That's awesome. From the sidelines of the pod, we've got Ozzy telling me we're playing Regina. What day do we play them? Saturday morning. Saturday morning with the.
Oh, that might be the game I might
Regina.
have to try and make.
There you go. So that should be fun. What about you? What do you got going on?
We are just regular games this weekend.
Yeah.
There is a big silver stick going on though.
Where's that?
In Newmarket that Barrett's and Austin's team could have been going to, but we didn't qualify.
Right. It's like the final.
It's the finals, yeah.
Right.
So, I will probably try and head up to Magna Arena in Newmarket. Beautiful facility.
Yeah, on the way to the Whitty Ranch. That's
the thing. I'll be attending. I'll be like, let's go to my parents. I'll be like, sure. Sounds like a great idea.
Yeah. Oh, let's go. So good. Well, we also have a big game this time next week, which is going to be the prospect game.
Yes.
The GTHL's prospect game, fueled by Gatorade. We've talked about this already. This game's really exciting for the G, isn't it? Because it's U16 players, AAA players, which is their draft year, if I'm not mistaken. You've taught me that.
Yes, it is a draft year.
There's a bunch of players that are expecting to go pretty high in the draft this year that are playing that. Am I correct in that?
Oh, for sure. Yeah. 3 of the top 10 OHL prospects are going to play in the game.
Okay.
I think it's a pretty big honor for all these kids to, get to play against their peers, against the top kids, and in front of the scouts. Everyone loves to play in front of the scouts.
Yes. Well, and we'll talk we'll do the rankings, and we'll talk a little bit about the players in the background that are in there at the later on in the podcast today. So we'll come back to it. But they did announce sort of the area where I'm most familiar with, which is the celebrity coaches.
Yes. Yeah.
So last time we talked about, they said they were coming, and they've announced them. So do you know who they are? Team Blue? If I said Team Blue, do you know who the coach is?
No, I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know.
It's Nick Antropov, Rain Carnegie, and Ted Nolan.
Okay, so those are all pretty big figures in hockey.
It's a heavy bench. Sure. Yes. Yeah. And I learned as I was reading a little bit about it, Nick Antropov, Kazakhstan. I had no idea.
Yes, he was a first-round pick by the Leafs.
Yeah.
And from Kazakhstan, and he's made his home here. He has a 2012.
He was selected 10th overall in 1998 by the Leafs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But I didn't know he was from Kazakhstan. That was quite, an interesting fact, I guess, maybe.
Yeah.
And then, Team Red. Do you know who the coaches are there?
No, I do not know who the coach. Anthony Stewart, I think, is one.
Anthony Stewart, Angela James.
Oh, nice.
And Thomas Caberlet.
Oh, so both teams are pretty loaded benches.
Yeah, and I actually saw Thomas Caberlet at Chesswood a couple weeks ago before the holidays. Actually, I think he coaches one of the teams right now.
I'm pretty sure he has a son who's 2012 as well.
Does he? Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, so that would be exciting. So if you're around next week, January 17th, 7:30, Herb Carnegie Center. You have to buy your tickets in advance, though. There's no door tickets. They've made that.
Oh, you can't just show up.
Please note, tickets must be purchased in advance of the game. Tickets will not be available at the door. So we'll come back. We'll talk a little bit about the top prospect game. But as we're talking about the prospects, one of the questions I had is, around this time is the season, and we want some Puffy advice here, or a new segment, Ask Puffy. If you have a player who's, say, in select and wants to get to a single A team, or a single A player that's looking to get to a double A team, in next season, or double A going to triple A, do you have any counsel? Do you have any thoughts? Do you have any sort of insight on the best way to approach how to move, if you want to, or your child wants to move up by next season, assuming they have the skill, they have the play level? It's not just like a hope. It's like, okay, truly they could play. What is the best steps for them to do that, to start working their way into getting into a team that's in the next tier up?
Well, I would definitely suggest going to a game at that level with your child and having them watch it and making sure that it's a level they feel they'd be comfortable playing at. And because I think sometimes it's easy to think I'm doing quite well at my level, I'm ready to go to a higher level, but then you go and watch that level and it's actually sometimes can be a little faster than you're expecting. So I think you'll watch a team that you'd be interested in playing and seeing if there's a fit that you think you could make that team. And then it's just looking up on the website. Most of the time they'll have the coaches, organizational websites will have the coaches' information. And then it's just as simple as reaching out either through email or a phone call and asking the coach if there's an opportunity to get on a roster. So
you're a coach, and I know your wife is a coach, and I'm sure you guys get approached sometimes. And for sure. Do you appreciate when people come and like tap you on the shoulder after the game, or do you rather have an email? Or like, how I think email's usually email or a phone call, but email is usually the easiest way to do it. Right. Because sometimes it's nice to be able to do your own research too about the kid. And see like, I remember that kid, or I know that kid, or I don't. And maybe you can even go watch some video or go and watch them play without making it such a pressured environment for the kid. But an approach at the rink, if it's, not done in front of everyone, it's usually better if it's a little private or incognito, little on the side. Yeah. Okay. Good. Well, but this is the time of season, I think, that people start having those conversations. Am I correct in that? Unfortunately, that's the GTHL. I know they've tried in the past. They tried to put it where tryouts were in the fall. That didn't really work. I didn't like that. I mean, it's just part of the part of the culture experience in Toronto, and whether it's you like it or not, it's just how it is, and you make the best of it. Yeah. So, because I remember we were just switching teams when we did it. We weren't tearing up. We were just making a switch of teams. And I know we started those conversations around now. It took it took 6, 7, 8 weeks to kind of be like, okay, we'll have a spot, or, come to the tryout or whatever. And I just remember that was January, February, because then COVID hit, and that was just before COVID. Yeah. So I kind of remember the timing of that. But anyway, okay, so good counsel. That's some good general, nice approach to try to if you're looking to make a move. That's the way you do it, folks. Okay, that's Puffy's advice. That's if we had a theme song, it would phase in at this moment right here. Hey, we did talk to Lester about potential theme songs for the podcast. Okay. So that might be an addition we're going to have coming. I like it. We're slowly taking over. The other question I had for you is white tape or black tape, because I was watching the game last night, which was the Leaf game, and there was some conversation around Austin Matthews changing from white tape to black tape and then going back to white tape. If I have it correct. This is the thing. I mean, I've never been a real big equipment person. Okay. And I get some people are, but I will say elite hockey players are nuts. That's the one thing I do notice with the job is when watching games with the guys and gals. Yeah. They notice, like, the first shift of that game, Jeff O'Neill was like, Austin Matthews changed his tape to black. Right. I was like, what? Are you sure? I mean, and he's like, I can't notice it right away.
And then Cheryl Pounder was like, I can't believe you do that. He's got 30 goals. Why would you mess with that?
Yeah.
And I'm like, it's not that big. Who cares? And then like 2 shifts in the game, flat to the bench, and there's Matthews changing it back to the white. And a couple shifts later, he's scoring goals.
Did they ever find out why he did that? Because I guess it was uncommon for him to do that, right?
We did reach out to his representatives, but we did not get, as of the last night, we did not hear back.
Because isn't it like black tape hides the puck a little bit, I guess, is kind of some of the concept. And then so like defense have black tape, but the forwards have white tape. Is there like any sort of, am I making this stuff up? Help me out.
No, I don't think you're making it up. I think there's some people feel that way. Some people think other things. Yeah. Some of it's just people think it looks cooler, white tape.
Right.
And
I think it looks cooler.
But it's funny, like Barrett now, he has white tape, and he always had black. I always had black as a kid because I think it's supposed to hide the puck, but also didn't really care too much about it. But
we're white tape. Sure. We're a white tape family.
You're a white tape
thinking
family.
About it. Yeah, we're pretty much yes, we are.
No, we have. We
graduated from black. Like Superman logos to white tape.
Yeah, no, we're Barrett's white and Austin's black. So
there you go. All right.
We're not on one side of the fence or the other.
All right. Well, Puff, we're already into it. Why don't we give us the rankings? What's going on?
We're starting to heat up for sure. This has been a busy couple weeks. Tournaments, Silver Stick finals are happening in a few locations. So there is going to be a lot of opportunity for teams to move up and down the rankings. U10. We'll start U10. AAA, as always, continues to have G teams in the top 3 spots and 5 of the top 8 overall, with the Toronto Marlboros remaining in top spot thanks in part to a 7-2 win over the 3rd-ranked Young Nats. The 2nd-ranked Vaughan Kings will play 3 straight games against top 8 in Ontario competition starting Monday against the 8th-ranked Mississauga Senators. U10 AA has 3 of the top 10 are from the G, with the East Enders leading G teams in 2nd spot. East Enders, shout out to them. Congrats. They won their first tournament of the season last week in Barrie. They are off to the Silver Stick Finals this weekend in Newmarket, along with the 7th-ranked Ted Reeve Thunder and 27th-ranked Mississauga Beast. The top-ranked team in Ontario, the Sudbury Wolves, are also at that tournament. So I'm hoping for an EastEnders-Sudbury showdown at some point this weekend. U10 Single A still waiting for a G team in the top 10, with the Vaughan Rangers, the top G team, in 29th spot. Big opportunity for the 39th-ranked Humber Valley Sharks, who are also a new market for the Silver Stick Finals, the lone G team to make it. U11 AAA sees the G holding down the top 3 spots and 5 of the top 7, with JRC in top spot. Stick tap to the Young Nats organization, ranked 3rd in Ontario at both of the 2013 and 2014 ages. The 2013 Nats have a big game Friday night at Canlan Etobicoke against the 2nd ranked and winners of 10 straight, Toronto Marlboros. U11 AA remains with 2 G teams in the top 10, with the Vaughan Panthers, the top G team, in 4th spot. They are off to Sarnia this weekend for the Silver Stick Finals, along with the 8th-ranked Mississauga Beast and 21st-ranked Mississauga Rattlers.
Love Sarnia.
U11 Single A still has no teams from the G in the top 10, with the Leaside Flames moving up 1 spot to 16th. The 27th-ranked Vaughan Rangers have a chance to move up in the rankings at the Sarnia Silver Stick Finals this weekend. 3 of the top 10 teams in Ontario will be in Sarnia.
So we have 2 tournaments this weekend, Sarnia and Newmarket.
Sarnia and Newmarket are,
and they're broken out by ages, I guess, is the way it is, or are they?
Yes. Yeah, okay. Certain ages are at certain
in Newmarket cities. And other ages are in Sarnia.
Yes.
2 metropolises.
Oh, yeah. You get all the Whitby's another one that has the finals. Port Huron had them last week. It's all the hot spots.
Port Huron, that's in Michigan, right?
I think it's in Michigan, but it's got to be a border city.
Yeah, I think it's right across from Sarnia, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, but I think there's sometimes that tournament, the arenas, some of them will be in Canada.
Oh.
So that must be, bring your passport.
That's super convenient.
Yeah. Let's make that border crossing 3 times a day.
Uh-huh.
12.
U12 AAA remains a G-dominated loop, holding the top 4 and 7 of the top 9 spots. Incredible game last Friday on Live Barn saw the top-ranked North York Rangers come back from 2 goals down to tie the second-ranked JRC 2-2. Shout out to the JRC goalie who made an incredible save late in the game to preserve the point.
Sweet.
U12 AA has the top 2 ranked teams in Ontario and 4 of the top 10, all from the GTHL West Division. The top-ranked Festina Toros are one of 5 G teams in Newmarket this weekend for the Silver Stick Finals. The top 4 teams in Ontario will all be in the tournament, so this one will be a tough one.
Right.
U12 Single A still has 0 teams from the GTHL in the top 10, with the Vaughan Rangers, the top G team, falling 1 spot to 19th. Big game this week for the first place in the West with the Rangers when they face the second place and 32nd ranked Toronto Avalanche at Vaughan Sports Village on Saturday morning.
U13
AAA continues with the top 2 and 3 of the top 5 from the G. Top ranked JRC, after a slow start of the Silver Stick Finals in Port Huron last week, advanced to the final where they beat the top ranked team in the entire U.S. The
Little Caesars?
The Mid Fairfield Rangers.
Mid Fairfield Rangers. Another Rangers.
Yeah.
Minor hockey and the name Rangers, I'm telling you.
Well, I think
it's like Rough Riders in the CFL.
Everyone, you get a Ranger.
You're a Ranger. You're a Ranger.
So they won it in overtime 3-2, which is pretty awesome. U13 AA now has 2 teams in the top 10 from the G, with the 10th ranked EastEnders joining their rivals, the 9th ranked Forest Hill Force. Ticats moved in the top 10 after beating the Force 4-1 on Monday night. Okay. Next up for the Ticats is a return to Ted Reeve Arena to face the 19th ranked Thunder next Tuesday. Fries for everyone.
Next Tuesday, the 16th.
Yeah. Okay. Yes. When's your guys' home night?
The 18th, the Thursday.
Oh, you're Thursday.
Yeah, we're in there on the Thursday for our home opener.
Nice.
I think.
Will Thunderstruck be played?
Oh, it definitely will be played. Thunderstruck.
100%. It's my favorite part of the fries are number one.
Fries are number one.
Thunderstruck before every Thunder home game is the best.
Yeah, it's let me just confirm that with you though. I just want to be totally I'm pretty sure it's next Thursday and it is against North Toronto. So,
ooh,
there you go.
That'll be a good one.
Yeah.
U13 Single A still has no teams in the top 10 from the G. Leaside Flames number 1 continue to be the top team from the G in 34th. A team on the rise is the 36th ranked West Hill Hawks, winners of 7 straight games, including a 3-2 win over the Leaside team, and now sit first place in the East standings.
U14
U14 AAA has the top 6 ranked teams, all from the G, and 7 of the top 10, with the Markham Majors still leading the way. Some off-the-ice GTHL news in this age group. The league had to hand out some fines for an off-ice incident between the Nats and Flyers in November. $1,000 fines for the parents involved, and the Nats coach has been suspended for the rest of the season.
That's it, eh?
Yeah, they're not messing around.
Yeah, I wonder what happened. I mean, you got to always, like, we've talked about this on the pod, you kind of look back in those situations, probably with a little bit of embarrassment, I'm sure. Like,
you would hope.
You would hope. Now, that being said, I've been in a lot of rinks and I've been along with a lot of parents, both on our teams that I've been on, but also the competition. So I've seen the heat rise, if you will, amongst players.
I've certainly been guilty of it, for sure.
Yeah. So now that you know kind of the benchmark, it's $1,000 fine. Do you think you would ever just pull the old, okay, this is going to cost me $1,000, but you know what? I'm making an investment on a point here. I'm going to just, rile up myself up and pay the fine.
I don't think I can. I mean, it would literally be like the Raptors-Lakers game last night.
Right.
Where there would have to be 15 straight atrocious calls in a row that go against our team for me to snap show. And I would still like to think I could hold it together. I try to be like Darko during the game, hold it together,
hold
and
it
then
together.
in my media session afterwards, I would
the pod afterwards. You unleash. What do you think they do with the $1,000 though?
I I would hope that it goes to decreasing our it probably goes to GTHL staff party, but I'd like to think it goes to decreasing our fees for the whole parent group.
Yeah, every other team gets $1 off or something, I guess. Yeah.
Let's just drop some, or we just do a competition. The team with the least amount of penalty minutes get the money.
Yeah. Okay. Well, $1,000. Well, hopefully those parents are.
Everyone's learned a lesson, I'm sure.
Learned a very important lesson, and the kids.
Yes.
Most importantly, the kids.
Yeah. U14 AA has 3 of the top 4 spots and 4 of the top 7, with the Vaughan Rangers continuing as the top G team in second spot. The Rangers will be joined by the 3rd-ranked Young Bruins, 4th-ranked Toronto Eagles, and 32nd ranked Mississauga Terriers at the Silver Stick Finals in Newmarket. That'll be a tough one. That's the one Barrett's team was hoping to go to, but the Eagles bounced us. U14.
One of your favorite logos.
Yes, it is a nice jersey. U14 Single A has an impressive 7 of the top 10 from the G, with the Toronto Eagles remaining top team for the 7th week in a row, thanks in part to a big 5-2 win over the 4th-ranked Humber Valley Sharks. U15 AAA sees the G with the top 4 and 5 of the top 9 spots, but there is a new number 1 team with the Don Mills Flyers continuing to be one of the hottest teams in minor hockey, winning in Port Huron last week the Silver Stick Finals, beating the 9th-ranked in the whole U.S. Honey Baked, one of my favorite organizations, 5-2 in the final.
Well, good for them.
And thanks. Congrats to Coach Jamie and his Flyers. It's a big accomplishment.
Way to go, Mr. Edwards.
Yep. U15 AA has 3 teams in the top 5 from the G, with the Vaughan Rangers in 3rd, Vaughan Panthers in 4th, and Ted Reeve, who's won 19 straight, in 5th. The Panthers will look to extend their 10-game winning streak when they face their rivals, the Rangers, on Friday night at Vaughan Sports Village. That place will be packed for that game.
Yep.
U15 Single A continues its dominance, holding down the top 5 spots and 7 of the top 10, with Forest Hill remaining in the top spot. Your Ted Reeve Thunder remain in 13th.
We're comfortable there.
The tying the 22nd ranked Scarborough Ice Raiders last Friday at Larry Grossman.
We're feeling good there. That's like our zone.
That's the game Ozzy came off the plane and went right to the rink?
We didn't make it. We didn't make it in time. We were trying to. We didn't make it in time. No, we didn't.
It's always tough to make those. Those.
I had a very romantic version in my head that we would just get out there and score and win and from beach to ice, but it didn't work out.
That happens. U16 AAA now has 3 of the top 4 and 5 of the top 10 from the G, with the Vaughan Kings remaining as the top team in Ontario for the 7th week in a row. And as I said, we talked about earlier, that top prospects game is next Wednesday. The 4th-ranked Marlboros have the most players in that game with 9.
Yeah.
U16 AA has just 1 team from the G in the top 10, with the Mississauga Beast moving up 1 spot to 2nd. The Beast might not be in 2nd for long after losing to the 59th ranked Toronto Wolverines last night at Paramount Fine Foods Arena. You just never know in the GTHL. That's a big upset. U16 Single A sees the G continue to dominate, holding 6 of the top 8, with North Toronto remaining in top spot. North Toronto have won 5 straight, and they will face a test Friday night when they face the 19th ranked York Mills at North Toronto Arena. We have to get Live Barn into North Toronto and Ted Reeve. That's our goal for the next little stretch.
Are they not in Ted Reeve?
No, I don't think they are.
How's your email going with them? Like, don't you email them every week?
I like to
have it on
give them
a calendar reminder.
I do like to give them the reminder. I think they're due next week for me to send a Ted Reeve update.
The Ted Reeve update. Well, yes.
And hopefully we get in there, because Ted Reeve was one of the best game on cameras. It was awesome. You had multiple cameras, so they got to be able to get Live Barn in there.
They've got it. You know, I think if you have an arena, you're just waiting for Live Barn to knock on your door.
Why wouldn't you?
No. So with the U16 team, that we were talking about earlier, coming back to the prospect games. Do we have any people we should be watching out for in those prospect games? I know you said you did some cross-referencing to see who was going to be drafted at OHL. Is there any kids that we should be looking at during this game? And I wonder, can we stream this game on Live Barn? I don't hear it says. Herb
Carnegie is
available on Live Barn.
It's the Live Barn rink, yeah.
Okay, so hopefully we can maybe even watch it on Live Barn. But let's come back to the kids. Who are we looking out for in this game here?
Well, the number one ranked, it's according to Elite Prospects, the number one ranked prospect for the OHL draft, Brady Wesleyan. He's a Markham Major player, and he will be in the game along with Adam Valentini. He's a Toronto Marlborough player. He's ranked 4th, and there was one more in the top 10. No, just outside the top 10, Brady Smith. He's on the North York Rangers.
Brady Smith, yeah.
So I mean, you're talking about some pretty high-end prospects.
2 Bradys and an Adam there.
They're all probably going to be first-round picks in the OHL draft, and which would give them a pretty good chance of playing in that league sooner than later. So it's going to be some real top hockey players playing, and it's an exciting game.
Yeah, those teams too, like the Toronto Marlboros, the Toronto Junior Canadians, the North York Rangers, the Markham Majors, they always seem to have a really strong talent pool, and as you look at who's on this prospect list, the Von Kings, you can really see that they are sort of clustered amongst a very select bunch of teams here.
Especially, by that U16, those teams tend to, the organizations that have traditionally been quite strong, Don Mills Flyers is another one.
Yeah. There's no Don Mills Flyers on here.
There's none, eh? They might, maybe the 08 year, they didn't have the strongest team.
There's no
there'll be some
Canadians.
There'll be some Rebels. Flyers next year in the game.
Yeah. Von Kings, North York Rangers, Mississauga. It's like really 5 or 6 teams.
Yeah.
No, that's it. The prospects game. We better watch out for Brady. Was it Waslin? Brady Smith?
I'm not.
And Adam Valentini, who you said, right?
Yeah.
Well, good luck to those guys and everyone playing the team. It's quite an honor, I think, to make that team. So everyone should feel pretty good about themselves being on that prospect list.
Oh yeah, I mean, I'm sure it's been a big goal for a lot of these kids, and good for them for achieving it.
Yeah, so
it's crazy though. Looking at some of these kids, they're 15 years old, and they're like 6'2", 200 pounds.
Yeah,
it's unbelievable.
I was 15, 200 pounds, but I was 5'2", and I didn't know how to skate.
But a ton of fun.
Really.
You would have been good in the room.
If you're not good looking, you got to have good humor, right? And so I really focused on the humor side as far as
funny gets the honey.
Funny,
that's what later.
I don't know if it works right away, but anyway. So with that, we haven't done in a couple episodes, Puff.
Yes,
is pump up songs.
I know we did miss last week.
We've missed a couple weeks. I actually think we've missed 2. What? 2. So are you ready to have a pump up song for this week?
I do have one.
Okay, so do I.
You can go first.
Okay, I'll go first. And mine's actually one that's like you can't see the trees amongst the forest. It's right in front of us, and no one has said it so far. And it came up today, actually. I was talking to Clive, and he was like, hey, do you know this song, Dad? And I was like, I'm going to use this.
Yep.
We Will Rock You by Queen. No one has used that one yet. It feels so obvious, but, that is just an anthem of all anthems that I know it's a layup song. I know it's a song that, isn't like, whoa, where's this one from? But it's one that hasn't been said yet, and so I thought I'd take the win with having We Will Rock You by Queen as my song this week.
Well, I was in charge of the music before the game today for Austin's team, and I was taking out requests, but then I stumbled across a hockey playlist on Spotify.
Okay.
And so I was going through some of the tunes, and We Will Rock You was on the
was it?
One that was on there, so that's
nice.
I didn't put it on, but
right.
I definitely noticed it, and it's a great tune. Yeah. What
do you got?
My song, a little more modern.
Yeah.
Barrett definitely gets credit for this one. He's been sliding it into the playlist, and I've definitely jumped on board. Now it's basically my jam, my current favorite song. It's called "Need It" by Migos.
Okay.
It's just got a hot beat. It's
Migos.
Yeah, we slid it in for the U12s last game, and surprisingly, half the team already knew songs.
Really, eh?
The kids are all down.
I like Migos. They have the
They were
Bad and Bougie
dancing
song, which I like. I like that song.
It's a lot of times these new young rappers are all lilled something, and I don't understand half the words they're saying. I feel very old, but this definitely was jamming.
It hits. As
So mix it into your playlist, people.
It's lit. Will do. I will Google. I will pull up Migos on my Apple Shuffle here. But anyway, that's it for the week. Great rankings. We've got Hot January. We talked about that last time. We have the Prospects game. We got the Arrows tournament this weekend. We also have an interview coming out next week. You'll hear that on Monday. That'll come out with the Skating Lab is who we have on there. That Mr. Potter, who has come on to talk to us all about the Skating Lab. And it's really interesting stuff, very technical. So watch out for that interview coming out. And then we've also had, like we mentioned, we asked if we could get some G players to come on, and we've had a couple people reach out. So we're going to try to organize a couple G interviews of some kids on teams over the next couple weeks too, I think, and try to get them in on some interviews, and some with coaches and some with like a couple players. I've got a couple lined up, so we just got to find the time.
I think we can ask these younger kids, how they're entering the free agent market, and what they're talking to their representatives, and how much money they're looking to get in their new deals.
Yes, well, perfect. And so look out for that. So other than that, Puff, it's been a busy week. We got a busy week ahead of us. Please, thanks everyone for listening to us on Spotify, on Apple. Please follow us on Instagram and on YouTube, and share, like, review, and let us know your thoughts. So with that, Puff, anything else to add?
Just good luck to the Thunder and their tourney. The Arrows will bring home a title.
Yeah,
and good luck to all the Silver Stick Finals teams.
Yes.
Be a pretty big weekend for some kids out there.
Absolutely.
So good luck to everyone.
Yes, absolutely. So have a great weekend, everybody. Staff, thanks so much. Have a great week, and we'll talk to you soon.